Are you willing to sacrifice everything you worked for to discover who you really are? You set out alone, not because you fear your friends will drag you down, but because the risk of losing them is far too great. This land holds so much, and this you must discover for yourself. The road is long, and every step is a burden lifted. The horizon empties your head of the clutter of old arguments and settled expectations. There is no time for yesterday's doubts. You search for places of great contradiction. The places where horror and beauty share the same soil. You look at what lies ahead, wonders beyond imagining. Life takes on countless shapes, both great and small. From the towering beast to the smallest resilient moss, clinging to stone. We all share the simple gift of living. What separates us, you once believed, is not blood or bone, but the ability to express ourselves to the world, to speak our existence into the void. Nature is best untouched, yet you are compelled to interfere. Just because a creature is big doesn't mean it doesn't stand in need of protection. People tell you that beauty is only an imagination, a trick of the mind, but you know that's a lie. Everywhere you look, you see the ghosts of the past. They linger in places you could have never conceived. But that history is not why you're here. This is your first true test. The voice that whispers, you are meant for more. The world has laughed at you for too long. You saw yourself as less than what you really are. It is time to answer that laughter. It was a fire lit in the shadows of their doubt. Where they saw a wall, you found a breach. Where they saw an ending, you carved a beginning. That single impossible thing they swore you would fail. It is done. You carry the proof of it, not on your back, but in the marrow of your bones. But a self-made god in an empty room is still just a person. You leave the shadows behind and head for the noise of the frontier. The world must see the impossible made real. You are not merely seeking welcome, you are demanding recognition, not to ask for a place, but to take one. Your heart is set on a distant horizon, carrying this hard-won truth like a banner. You arrived at the point of desire, where the promise of a prize was supposed to become real. Instead, they look through you, as if your great effort was simply the expected. Nothing more than another chore completed. Bad people exist as long as the concept of morality. But most are not born that way. They are made. They became what they needed to be, to survive. You look at them. Will I also end this way? You can't let it end here. You need to see it, this absolute power, face to face. It is an old, desperate habit. It is you against the social construct. You realize he did not choose his crown, he simply was. The apex of a system. You once believed that reason and achievement could move mountains, that the power of proof could sway the world. But now, as you stand before the height of their authority, all that moves is the heaving belly of their laughter. You turn your back on society once more. What is the greater wound? To be ignored? Or to be betrayed by the very structure you sought to uphold? You know the game. The terms of engagement are clear, and they are rigged. But this world is so grand. There are other places, other frontiers, worlds where the rules have not been calcified into indifference. You simply need to start moving. The world here is brutal and unrelenting. And yet, it does not bother you. You do not even flinch. There is nothing that can happen to you that hasn't already passed. Just as the dunes must bend to the wind, so too does life know how to adapt. And it must, for if we do not move, we sink beneath the surface. The sheer act of walking becomes a kind of solace. There's a raw, uncomplicated joy in the knowledge that you are still here, that your muscles ache from movement, not failure. You find freedom in this relentless forward motion. This is not escape, it is mastery. Could your life have been better, easier, if you had been born into a different culture? Their way of life, of their survival, may seem macabre, a grotesque show of your own ideals. Who has a right to decide which fate is the correct one? Along this path, you see life that defies all reason, that by all logic should not exist, yet they thrive. You pass by, barely registering the wonder. Your gaze is fixed on a deeper purpose, a cause worthy of the person you have become. You seek a flag to follow. The proof of your strength, the impossible acts. You're not ready. How can this be? The very foundation of the world you have overcome. What more is demanded of you?